Hey Duck Hunters, Ted Williams back here, SOAB Hunting Company or SOAB LLC. I wanted to show this little video. Thanks for visiting the website. There are a few other videos on there, an introduction video, how to put it out video. This one's going to be a kind of tips and things you should know to make you a little better operator. It's not difficult, but there are a few things you need to know to kind of eliminate having any problems. So something very important here, when you transport your unit, you usually transport it with the strings wrapped around the top. That's why I put these little ears on it, so it'd be easy. It wouldn't be in the way, but that does create a little problem. Not a big deal, but you need to be aware. If this switch here, this toggle switch that turns it on and off, gets turned on, that pin's going to turn inside, and it's got nowhere to go because this string's tied up here, and that string's 300-pound test line. What will happen is you'll twist the shaft off the motor. So you got to be careful. Not hard not to do. It's not hard to do. In fact, I mounted the toggle switch upside down so off is up. It makes it easier for carrying. I even carry it sometimes my finger over it like this, holding it up so it won't get kicked on accidentally. You can, just to make sure when you're putting it up and you get through using it, when you open it and check inside, make sure there's not any water in it, whatever, before you leave, you can just unhook one of the wires. I sometimes unhook the little short wire that goes to the toggle switch. Just make sure it can't get kicked on accidentally. Not a big deal to keep from happening, but if it happens, it's, that shaft is going to break on the motor. That motor's strong. It'll twist that shaft right off of it. So make sure this does not get kicked on accidentally. Another thing to know is, I said there's no limit to the depth of water. However, there is a minimum depth required. You can put a long string on if you want, 120 foot of water if you want. There's a minimum depth, because obviously you need the depth of this, which is about 6 inches. Plus your decoy's got to have room to work. You've seen it work on the video, I guess, by now. So if it comes down, if it's shallower than what this thing needs to operate, and that decoy hits the top of this and it's got nowhere to go, same thing, it's going to twist the shaft off that motor. So it's not hard to keep from happening. This is 6 inches. This decoy is about 16 inches. You don't quite go all the way to the end of the decoy in your adjustment, but to make sure you're not going to bump this, I would say 16 plus 6, about 22 inches of water would be required to run this thing. Now, if you don't have 22 inches, you can dig a hole in the bottom of the lake, set this thing down in it, and gain whatever you do, whatever you gain by the depth of digging your hole. So you put this all the way down, then you just need 16 inches of water. It's not going to be hard to find that, especially digging a hole, but that's just a couple of tips that make it work trouble-free, because if it's too shallow and that decoy hits this thing, it's got nowhere to go. Something's got to give. So, helpful tip. Let me unwrap these strings here. Kind of show you how this thing works. It runs on a cam system inside. I've already unscrewed the screws here on the top just for time's sake, for video purposes. Underneath is this pulley. You flip it on, you can see this pulley going around, and it grabs a string, it lays it down with that top on it in there, a little cam system here and a pin, and then it releases it. It keeps going around 6 RPM, a full cycle every 10 seconds. There's the pulley, little pin here, you may can see that retracts, goes in and out. That's what grabs the string. I'll take it out here for you. It has a round piece on the bottom right here. This is what travels in this little cam system. Gets this flat spot, that's when it pulls in away from the side, which releases the string. Then when it gets back on the other side, it pushes it back out, and it keeps going out, grabs the string, keeps doing it. 6 RPM motor. Again, full cycle every 10 seconds. Pretty simple, not a lot of moving parts. Which is what you want. The fewer moving parts you have, the less trouble there is with something. Now we'll take this. Now you should never have to go into that compartment right there unless you just want to. There's no reason to ever have to pull this top off. But you will have to do this to recharge the batteries. There are 2 rechargeable batteries in here. You can see there's the motor. This is supposedly a dry waterproof box. However, I've been through 3 engineers and still hadn't got 100% waterproof. Sometimes it leaks a little, doesn't hurt anything. It does, you open it up when you get through, charge the batteries, just dump what little bit of water should be in there out. Shouldn't have much. If it does, let me know. It's got 2 batteries here, rechargeable. They're wired in sequence. One battery here has a wire that runs from the ground battery to blue terminal. Couldn't find any black terminals. Blue terminal to the red terminal of the other battery. That wires them in sequence, making a 12-volt system. It's a 12-volt motor, 2 6-volt batteries. The other ground on this battery is the ground from the motor. Of course, the hot wires are broke with the toggle switch on the motor. Little short wire here is the one I said sometimes I'll just unhook it for transport like that. I won't have to worry about accidentally kicking it on. Don't have to do that, but just security. Has a weight in the bottom underneath the batteries. There's a weight down there, and there's also a weight on this other side over here, opposite the toggle switch. This little pocket, you should never have to take it off either, but I had to add more weight. Thing weighs 10 pounds out of the water. As soon as you put it in the water, it weighs 4 pounds 8 ounces. That buoyancy of that decoy puts about 4 pounds of pressure on the unit, so it had to weigh more than 4 pounds to stay on the bottom. And I had to have that weight on the side to offset the side pull, because this thing doesn't pull in the middle, it pulls off to the side, so that's why that weight's on the side. Another tip, when you do put it back together, you want to be very careful. Not hard to do, not hard not to do. Make sure there's no wires in between the box and the lip here. The lip has a seal on to keep that waterproof. You get a wire caught in between the lip and that, it's going to leak water bad. As well as the strings. Make sure these strings are pulled tight so there's no string caught in between the lip either. Both sides, very easy not to do and very easy to do if you're not paying attention. You can just snap them and wrap them back up and go to the lake. Those are some of the things I wanted to tell you about. Pretty important as far as making sure you're trouble free on your operation. Keeping the wires out of the way, strings out of the way, making sure you have enough depth of water, 22 inches or so, and making sure you don't kick it on when the strings are wrapped around the top, because it's got nowhere to go. So check out the other videos. One of them's how to put it out. One of them's introduction video, just show some of them working. And this one is about, of course, tips to make it better for you. Appreciate you viewing the website. Hope you get you 2 or 3 of these, because it really will finish a duck. Good luck, good hunting.